Okay. There you go. Good morning, Dota. Thank you very much for 18 months. I really do appreciate that. And online. Good morning. Hope you're both well. Okay. Hello, Taylor. Yes, hello. What? You require attention. Hello. Um, say product manager is awesome. Nice. Nice. Getting your ideas out of you. Well, no, no, look, look. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Apparently I needed invading. Okay. Hello. Hello, hello. Come on. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. No, don't wait. Come on. Come on. Go lay down. Go lay down. Come on. You haven't done this in a long time. You haven't done this in a long time. Oh, I know. I know why. It's because it's a day off work, so other people aren't moving quite yet. So, yes. Um. So how are you using? So you say AI product manager. You're basically asking it to develop the stories around your product. Yeah. Yeah. The dog knows it's a day off. My wife's upstairs right now, so uh, yeah, I will be disappearing for a few minutes shortly when coffee arrives, or for a few seconds, because coffee is a must. Yeah, you can look at the ChatGPT image. Yeah, I had a late start this morning. I've been very tired, which is it's good to get some sleep. However, my wife wakes me and she says it's almost 7 o'clock. I'm like, oh. And then I came down into the room and I'm like, oh, I stream on Monday. So forgive me if my I am sleepy. Here's my big idea. Give me a picture. Also, give me some features. Oh no, too many features. Make it an MVP. Ah, ah, interesting. That's pretty cool. Trailer like this guy. Yeah. We've done a little. Obviously, we've done a little bit of that because some of the UI aspects we worked on helped us refine some of that. So I suppose we kind of have done a little bit of that. Mainly for the UI inspiration though. Um, but it did help me see some features that I think I was not necessarily thinking about right now, the potentials. No way it's good, but I was very surprised. That's cool. It's cool. Okay. So dogs are now going to start fighting. This is awesome. This is going to be a good day. Um, okay, so we can close. Are you just not responding? Hey, hey, settle down. Okay. So what we need to do is go to this page. Why? Why is my mouse not working properly? This is not good. Um, Either my hand isn't working properly. So on here somewhere, let's register, isn't it? On here has a link. Where are you? Let's start this up. So I believe on Friday we had this. Oh, we need to. Yeah. Yes, I believe on Friday we were able to register a user. Obviously, that user is now gone because the database is not being maintained between restarts. But then we were able to log in. Well, we weren't. I don't think we tried logging. I think we registered the user. So let's try and get to that again. I'm going to open this. Right, and go here. Now I want to click that link. That's the link I intended to click. Wow, that takes you away from the... That's awesome, Microsoft. Don't even do an opening new. Let's drag that over there for a second. Again, I do not like keep bouncing back and forth between windows, so I apologize. Do that in there, so when I close Chrome, it's fine. So we were able to go in here, test at example.com. Connection string property has not been property. Ah, there's where we got to. Yes, okay. So we got to the point where it actually was testing the connection string. That's bringing back some memories now, right? I was hoping I'd get that fixed before, but yeah. So this suggests what I need to do is understand a little bit more about how configuration is working with um, uh, sorry, how configuration is working with Aspire. So obviously the configuration in my website is here. The app is starting, which is strange because normally you would get an error. So we create this, right? You would get an error in here. So let's just put a breakpoint in here. Let's see if we can start this up. Establish when this runs. Does it run when I click on the link? Does it run when I click on the register? Right. I would hope it runs about now. There we go. So if we do immediate window and do builder dot configuration dot get connection string developers stream. Yeah. We do builder dot configuration dot get connection string developers stream auth. We get null. Transient repository. Yes, transient repository. The handles on line 16, I thought they were supposed to be singleton or scoped. Hello, Rambling Geek, how you doing? If you make them scoped, they will crash because of something, I believe. We can try. Oh, transient's fine if you understand that every time you ask for one, you're going to get a new one. Scoped is ideal for web because you have a request lifetime. One of these is a singleton, and it's going to break, I believe. So yeah, you likely have used scoped a lot. Some of them creates. I think I'm not using the handlers yet, so. Hey, Cross Keys, how you doing? Um, I had a Twitch open in the browser on the prompter. Today I learned it doesn't auto start when someone was live. Ah. Ah, interesting. Do I have a copy paste? I do not right now. One line does, but that requires you to bug one line. I should probably do that. I should probably get the bot stuff sorted out enough. Um, Basically, this application is intended to be a platform to help. Um, um, I think I've become too lazy and become reliant upon Lion's ability to paste in there. Um, Basically, Developers.stream is a platform aimed at helping promote or support developers who stream in terms of promotion, like the ability to find a streamer, whether it be on other platforms other than Twitch. Oftentimes, developers, well, a lot of streams, not just developers, but I focus on developers, right? Um, they might be streaming something they feel is quite interesting, but don't know, it's just lost in the depths of uh, the Twitch numbers. So, um, and people stream on YouTube, but it's really hard to find. So, um, no, not Unity. I'm not doing game dev. Venom bro. No worries, one. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, um, basically, the idea is that things like shout outs, things like knowing when another streamer joins your stream, so that you can say, oh, they also do the same sort of stuff I do. So for discovery, yeah, kind of, but provide a set of APIs that we can use to say, is this person a streamer? What sort of stuff do they stream? Or provide provide a website that you can go on and say, hey, I'm interested in .NET developers, or I'm interested in React developers, or I'm interested in this, and then allow that person to control their message as well, so that they can promote themselves, whether they be on one platform or multiple platforms. Um, um, Completely sign in required, so you do not need to. I'm not going to start streaming or scraping the sites and trying to find people to populate. It will be completely based upon you signing in and hooking up your streams to it for discovery. Um, so, so I think that we'll need. Um, what's the Twitch API like for T-Sharp? Um, there's a lot of different APIs. Well, TwitchLib is the biggest one. Um, it's not bad. I've written a lot of my own stuff in the past. I've written my own bot stuff, so I'm pretty comfortable working with them. Um, they're a few years old now, though, so that's going to take some rethinking. I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab some coffee. Sorry about that. Coffee is a must-have. I was running late this morning. Didn't have the chance to get back up. Okay, so we need to understand why this does not get added. Ah, that's why. That's why. That'll help. Things we learn. And we'll also see if there's errors in some way. There are some tricks here, Dota, in terms of the lifetimes of things like the handles I use. Those are created as singletons. You can't inject scoped into a singleton because there is no scope for it. So it breaks a singleton. So yeah, developers.stream is going to be open source. I want to get to the point where it's able to do these things like log into these other things. Yeah, there you go. The lifetime is not good. Um, so that's a bit of a limitation, but it makes sense once. So the handlers are um, singleton. Does make me question the design a little bit. I probably need to dig into that because to me the handler shouldn't be the fact that it's singleton could be quite restrictive. But again, you don't. It's not creating a bunch of them. If you're calling it a lot, it's not going to create a bunch of them. Um, Using scope for handles, singleton for repositories, but you're building your own handles. This is mediator library, right? So we should be able to go in here. Um, so the way this stream works, if you're new to the stream, is if you are there you go. If you are interested, if you want to chat, you're more than welcome. If you have questions, you're more than welcome. This is only one of two projects I do on the stream right now. Um, I also work on a large project management and planning tool. There you go. There's our user. Nice. So we can register a regular user. So that's the correct configuration. If your repositories aren't tracking any state or connections to databases, yeah. If they're getting a context every single time and then dropping it once they've finished a request, yeah, there's no problem with the singleton for this repository. Scoped for the handlers makes sense. It makes sense to me. I honestly thought they were scoped. I didn't realize the handlers were singletons. It kind of makes sense from a memory perspective, I suppose. You're not generating a bunch of them, but it does make me question the the design slightly in terms of the lifetime of some of those things I'm passing in. Right. So yeah, I don't really get transient singleton scoped. Singleton, one is created when you ask for it for the first time from the DI container, and that's the same instance you're going to get back every single time throughout the application's lifetime. Transient, if I ask for one, it's going to give me a new one pretty much every single time I ask for one. And scoped is it's actually a web request life cycle. It's basically you'll get the same within the request length. You'll get the same one, or scoped if you create a new context, like if you create a new scope, you'll get that same one every time you ask uh, for that one. So if you create because you can inject a provider and create a new scope for the purpose of whatever um, to control life cycles, and every time you yeah yeah same instance per request from me. Yeah, Okay, so that works, but that isn't where we want to focus, right? Where we want to focus is I'm cleaning these glasses because that light is messing with my eyes today. Um, yeah. So I think after the conversation on Friday, putting my effort into getting user registration working fully within Liquid Sky is probably not the best use of my time right this second. The best use of my time is learning how to integrate with a third party. And like I said, we'll start with GitHub and we will um, get that hooked in and see how far that takes us today. Considering there's a lot of reading and a lot of tinkering, I'm not hopeful that will get done in a day or in today's stream, not necessarily in a day. I think it would get done in a day, just from reading. So this is the link that Microsoft gives you from that thing. External auth provider. So GitHub is not one of those in that list, right? So we're gonna have to build some other pieces. So we go to this link. This I will share on screen because I want to read it. So there is providers for what is this? What is happening here? Sorry, it was zooming when it should have been scrolling. There is providers for Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and Twitter existing. This is what this shows. Looks like there's also for others, but we don't have. So we need link me to GitHub. Register a new OAuth app. Okay. Yeah, that's not what we want to do, is it? Makes sense. think I think for the purpose of the learning, going through this is probably useful. So you can create a GitHub app or an OAuth app, and it's saying consider creating a GitHub app. We don't need to touch repositories with this login, right? We just need this to be an authorization provider. So if ever there was going to be a risk of me leaking some details that I don't want to leak, today is going to be that day. So disclaimer, I've never gone through this. I have little education in this regard. So this is going to be a little bit of a struggle, but I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to implement this. Yes. Okay. So one of the things I didn't want to do was put the requirement for a user to have to sign up to another service when pulling this code and trying to test it. But in reality, I don't think you can avoid it. So we could have it. We can set it up so that you can log in still. You can register with the site still. We can get all that stuff done. We can use that as a demonstration. You could even hook up your stream details. Your we can add tags. We can do all of that without authorizing with a third party application. If you want to link a Twitch stream or link um, a YouTube account, we're going to have to go through some of this process anyway, because we're going to have to configure those pieces. Although that's not... Yes, that would still require you to have the site set up, wouldn't it? That still requires you to have the OAuth app configured. So what this will do is just give me the education on setting this up and configuring it for .NET. But I'm still going to have to get people to do this. If you want to use this code properly, like the code is there, right? As a learning tool, the code is there, but you would have to set up your own auth apps and stuff to be able to tinker with the pieces. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to document that effectively. Click here to confirm your account. Thank you for confirming your email. Right. Email confirmed. True. It's awesome. You can click it without doing that. So step one. No, device flow. The device flow allows you to authorize user for a headless application. No, we want web flow, don't we? Web application flow. User redirected to request their GitHub identity. User redirected back to your site by GitHub. Your app accesses the API with the user's access token. There we go. There. Takes the following input parameters. EKCE. Redirect URI. I'll sign up. Okay. So, question here. Is the normality of this that I would save that auth token in my server side? Because I'm thinking that, yes, I'm doing this for login right now, but that's those instructions, isn't it? Maybe cached at the most. Well, then what's the refresh token for if I'm not saving them? Because this is the logging component, right? I want to be able to say you can sign in with GitHub, and ultimately we'll put Twitch and YouTube in there, right? You can sign in with those as platforms, Money Mojo. But I don't know. We'll have to look. But I don't know what the right path here is. What I'm doing is I'm not going to go searching around and spending a bunch of time searching on stream. If I can ask the questions and we can talk about it. I mean, you could store the refresh token, I suppose, because the auth token is only valid for the current life cycle anyway. But yeah, I'm just wondering if people have have experience of doing this if they can share. And I'm fine with caching, but it's more how do you do this, right? Like what sort of experiences have people had of doing this sort of stuff? Because it doesn't matter whether I do this for login or I do this for authorization later on. It's the same process, I believe. The difference is um in the one later on. Well, hold on, let me think that through again. Do I ever need to store the token? Yeah, I think what we need to do is figure out how to hook in um gotcha. I think basically what we need to do is figure out to hook in stuff like this. And with that done, we will be able to provide to GitHub. I mean, hold on, let's before I go too far. What is this? GitHub plugin provider. Oh, yeah, there you go. Add GitHub. There is a ASP.NET security or that does not look like a legitimate package though. We go with the example from the templated. So it does the auth credential management for using cookies. If not, I don't have much experience manually. Cookies make sense. ASP.NET Contrib. Is that what is that? Providers. So my belief is that these guys have created the pieces I need for that piece. So let's have a look. Stop running. Yeah, cookies do make sense. What I'm thinking is that we don't need to worry about that necessarily, because if we can provide the extra, if we can hook it in the way that they recommend to add in the extra providers, then all we need to do is figure out this piece, and that's the piece I need to document as well as I go. So that's why I'm not doing it yet. I'm not doing it preemptively because I want to go through the process. So basically, we go in here and we add. Look at me being good. I'm staying in Visual Studio for this to demonstrate working in Visual Studio. ASP.NET dot. Wow, the security dot OAuth dot. Okay, so OAuth dot Twitch. We just start by adding Twitch. Probably best to do rather than even bothering with GitHub, which looks like the more downloaded one. Looks like this group has developed all these things automatically for us. There's not a lot. There is a YouTube specific one, so we might just have to use the Google one for YouTube. Key clock provider. Eve Online provider. Okay. This looks like these. This is going to sound not stunning, but this looks like these people are basically taking it upon themselves to just. Well, oh, we can auth with this. We can auth with this. Let's just do it. Visual Studio auth. That's funny. .gis, GitLab, Shopify, Okta. Let's install the Twitch one. Let's see what it requires us to do. Downloading missing packages. Because if we use a library, if we use a library that hooks into the framework as a whole, we don't have to worry about any management, right? We don't have to. I'm not trying to build a library as part of this. I realize though that what this is going to do is going to put a dependency that it's not like you can't go and sign up for this, or you can't go and register an OAuth account as an OAuth application for yourself to if you want to maintain. If you want to, no, not if you want to maintain. I think I still need to maintain the login pieces of the regular thing so that people can use it. You can test adding tags. You can test adding your description and stuff, even if you don't have those other auth providers done. What are you doing? Downloading missing packages. Are you added? So basically, add auth here. Now, the interesting thing there was, so if you look, add authentication, add Microsoft, whatever. So here we go. So we can do now add. Or is that at the end? Yeah, this is where we add the others in there. However, we're just not going to work. Gotcha, Mojo. Thank you. No, we're just not going to work now. Dependencies, packages. Yeah, just completely ignored me. ASP.NET security.auth. Which. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now with that there, he says, as it doesn't look like it's there. That did not install. Install. No. Okay, I guess we're going to do this the hard way. How does this give you? There we go. Look at license agreements to accept. It's an interesting problem. Restoring NuGet packages. There we go. So the fact that it asked me for license agreements does suggest that that is now there. Yes, it is. Okay, so we can go to... Why does this feel so slow? Add Twitch. There we go. So configuration goes to configuration. Oh, you catching up? It is. It started them all, and it's going to make me install them all 3 times I attempted that. Awesome. Okay, so here we can set things up. Okay. So off the screen, in a browser. Yep. That's catching up. That was so slow that was. It's now going to apply the OAuth security component every single time. Awesome. I need to I need to go. Okay. So when you are signing to Twitch, this is the thing if you're building bots and stuff, right? I have a different account for my bot when I bother to turn it on. Which means I've got to remember to sign into a different browser every time I go. Because if you log in with Twitch, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh yeah, I don't remember. Sorry, my phone changed recently, and it's when you start to realize the two-factor codes that you didn't use very often. I was like, oh, is Twitch going to be one I can't get into? That'd be hilarious. We are safe. Okay. So I'm logging into dev.twitch.tv. I'm going to have to create an OAuth app for this, right? To be able to add Twitch as a auth provider. Pretty certain. That's how this process works. Let's go here. Let's go to source. Oh, they've got a lot. There's Twitch. No, that's Twitter. That is never getting signed into. Twitch. I was kind of hoping they had to read me. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that's fine. I suppose the idea would be that it's kind of standard. Adding social authentication to your application is a reason, just requires a few lines in your startup. Add authentication, add GitHub. The samples directory. Right, see, but the point is you need a client ID and client secret, right? So here, no, that's Liquid Sky. Configuration dot client ID, configuration dot client secret. Those are the bare minimums, right? So what we'll do is builder dot configuration. Is there no, there's no secret concept, right? Twitch secret builder dot configuration Twitch client ID. You can't have that, can you? Okay. Does manage user secrets. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to drag that over there. And I'm going to add an application. This is going to be developers.stream. HTTPS, localhost. This is going to be difficult because I'm going to end up with a freaking port every time, isn't it? We need to maintain that port. Properties, launch settings, HTTPS. Okay, it's going on the same port. Okay. Localhost 7102. Other confidential clients are capable of maintaining the confidentiality of their client credentials and typically run on a server, e.g., web applications. If you're unsure which type to select, this is most likely what you need. Public clients cannot maintain the confidentiality of their client credentials, e.g., mobile apps, desktop apps, JavaScript apps, or game engine plugins. Okay. Manage. Okay, so I'm going to go here, do Spire can handle the port and you don't need to touch launch settings. As long as but it's using that as long as it's consistent. I'm navigating back to it. That's why I was opening launch settings. Unless you're telling me that Aspire overrides that, in which case then I need to go to Aspire and make sure that that's consistent. So again, what we're going to do is that in there. Pop that down. Okay. Leave that up. Okay. So now, nowhere in a spare you use that port. Or any of the so hold on, let me run it. That ain't gonna work because I'm gonna have to add authorization later. Now I have to add the authentication authorization. Seven one 7.102, right? That's all I needed to know, and that's held in those launch settings. Aspire's using the launch settings to set the app, so it's fine. Oh wow. Just by adding that in. Okay. I mean, it didn't work, but that's fine. Let's go back and reset things. Yeah. So that's all I cared about that module. That was just I wanted to know what port it was going to launch on so I can set the callback. So that's great. That's awesome. Return URL parameter equals I'm not going to open that secrets file for that. Let's see what happens there. Oh, let's do the right thing. So we've added authorization, so we do need to go back to our program, and then we don't have app dot use authentication app dot use authorization in here yet. So let's add them in. Don't believe they matter in terms of the pipeline. I think those two are dependent on themselves, but I don't think they're dependent much on others. Obviously, we're not maintaining anything right this second. Everything gets wiped out every time we run. Did that give me a token though? No, it's state. That's a random. That's the random string. Redirect mismatch. Okay, so I think one of the things we want to do here is go to. I don't think that's going to put anything in here, right? Yeah. So do we need to redirect back into a specific? Let's close that one down. Do we need to redirect back into a specific point? Because these don't all have redirect URLs. Add authentication, use authorization. This is just suggesting that this is going to work, right? But I expected to see something in one of these, right? Maybe not. Maybe not. So they do in start. They use it in startup and Google. Add cookie. Suppose the test is if I validate, I'm actually logged in somehow. It doesn't look like it. I'm not trying to store anything. I'm trying to see if it does actually still hook into auth users, or whether that's only for my own. See, every one of these is just client ID secret. There we go. We're done. Everything else just works. Like, they're pretty much, there we go. We're done. Cookie authentication. That go before, yeah, that goes at the end. After the providers. If I do add Google, right? If I do, where does Google auth come from? Might as well just in for a penny, right? Manage NuGet packages. Where are you coming from? Yeah. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. I wasn't looking for anything specific in the tokens table. I was seeing if it did anything to call back. I was just trying to validate it didn't do, because it redirected with a redirect error. But now seeing that Google stuff, that makes me think that there might be something in here. Tells me what I need to know. Applications, manage. Oh, come on. Which doesn't. Yeah, I was just validating. I wasn't looking for anything specific. So the problem here is that there we go. Okay. Now I detected a change. Okay. I can't. I'm not showing what's on my screen because it's Twitch auth stuff, the Twitch application stuff. I don't want to do that because I don't want to risk a problem. Whenever you're playing with this sort of stuff, it is not. It's not fun to be a streamer because it's, especially one who hasn't done this. So I don't know which pieces are going to be private, which pieces are going to show IDs that I really don't want showing on screen. So what I just did there is I set the redirect URL because what it's telling me is invalid redirect URL. So what I'm seeing is if now with that set, to the URL as expected, this will work differently. There we go. Authorize. You successfully authenticated with Twitch. Please enter an email address for the site below. Now, what is registered? There's our login. There's our user. There we go. Interesting. Still confirms the email. That's good. So technically I'm logged in now. So okay, let me rethink a little bit. We can now log in as a Twitch user. That's awesome. That doesn't automatically, by logging in as a Twitch user, doesn't automatically make you a streamer. I know that sounds silly, but we still need to add the stream, and that still needs to be authorized, right? So the goal here is to make sure that you are not going. I don't want to verify that you can slap an attribute authorized on a page or have an authorized view. Nice, yeah, good point. We also don't have a home yet, so that's gonna hot reload's not gonna work, is it? I think we've already established this. Can I have? You can have not authorized as well, right? Can't you? That's the thing. No, not a thing. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to worry about right a second. Diverted already. Pages. Where's the main layout? Why does it develop? You did the Blazor with that in. Search bar, streamer cards. Count. Where's the pieces I'm thinking of here? Not there, is it? No, not there. Authorized view, not authorized. Okay. Right. I was gonna say, being that that was the first thing I had available to me. What I want to do is so that not authorized, right? Authorized. Wow. I know. Okay. Your changes cannot be applied as they are not supported by hot reload. Rebuild and apply. Now, hold on. I need to put the login link, don't I? Nav link pass equals nav link, although I don't think that's actually a thing, but we'll find out afterwards. Account login. Should now if the register works the same way as the login should also provide me the Twitch button, right? And then I don't need to authorize again and mess with that. Although no, I will need to authorize one because I'm not logged in. Let's see. Let us see. Okay, so login, Twitch, register. Nice. Okay. There we go. Signed in. So that was because because I'm resetting everything every time. I'm losing that authorization. So I'll now need to figure out how to keep. So these logins and users aren't being maintained, which means that this is just getting reset every single time. So yes, yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for the assist here. Okay, so we need to how to persist. Aspire, persist data between restarts. I know that Mojo was providing some stuff last volume mounts. By default, every time you start and stop in a .NET Aspire project, the app also creates and destroys the app resource containers. This setup creates problems when you want to persist data in a database or storage devices between app launches for testing and debugging. These goals can be accomplished using volumes. With volumes, you decide which services retain data between launches of your .NET project. Okay. First snippet to consider uses the with BindMount API to configure a volume for a SQL resource. The following code demonstrates how to configure a volume for a SQL Server resource in .NET Aspire. It's a gentle reminder and encouragement to take a moment to celebrate the small wins before moving to the next hurdle. Okay, so you are 100% correct there. What I did is not something that I expected to do in a stream, right? Getting that piece working is a big step forward because it means, that I can now document uh, uh, um, I can document out adding the Twitch provider, and now you don't need to worry about having users, logged in. I'm still going to leave the user login. I think I honestly, from a testing perspective, that's probably the best way of testing everything else, because just able to configure about you. You just won't have any streams linked to you, so it won't. Yeah, yeah. This is going to be create the project, and that's just step one. The step two is the harder part, I think. But I suppose I suppressed the urge to go, yes, moving on. um, okay, go to that post. So, okay, so we do with data volume. Let's do this. I keep wanting to go to Rider, sorry. I'm going to try and, as much as I can, stay in Visual Studio for this, again, to demonstrate that it can be done, to demonstrate that it can. Oh, interesting. Now, does this, with data volume, okay, that will work for both of those databases because they're both added in the same server. Okay, create a persistent password. Name volumes require consistent password between app launches. Since the password parameter isn't provided when calling add server.net, Aspire automatically generates password. To create a persistent password, you must override the generated password. To do this, run the following command in your app host project. So we override that. Okay. Okay. So what they're saying is we need to do this. Toggle focus mode. And then we .NET user secrets. We also set the password as a parameter since password 123. Let's do this. Before I forget, let's do this. I don't want to spend the next 10 minutes documenting the README. But steps to get started. Register a Is it a parameter now? So they're saying that that's not. Oh, they are saying it's parameter. Okay. Okay. But I can just add the password. Why don't we do that? Because this is not. Rather than having someone have to go through a lengthy process here. Does each database is it on a database that gets done? No, it's on the server. Okay. Password. Password. What don't you like about that? Oh, it's a parameter resource. Okay, so we just add the parameter. Okay. You're a monster. So this gives someone the option to do. And then this allows me to set it, I assume. I want to set a good example. I don't want to set a. I know it's the same password, but it's like, again, don't be putting password 123 in there. Where do they have to type it? Where do you type that? Oh, now because I've put. Hold on. Does that mean you have to type it now when I log into the dashboard? Oh, there you go. It's fine. All good. I'm using PG Web, not PG Admin. You should make it. It's a training, right? If I make that password 123, people just think of it as a convenience, where it's a training. It's a mental, like, the password shouldn't be easy to remember. You've got password managers. So there we go. It's staying as is. Because we're only using PG Web here. You can do everything you want to do with the database. Yeah. Okay. So we do want to note that uh, things to remember. Password is hard coded in the Aspire setup. This isn't realistic. Um, 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 so right now the password generates randomly. Um, Set up. Allows to. Hey, Axie, how you doing? So if you are new to the stream and you have, you are seeing things I'm doing that are what you wouldn't do, it's always interesting to get other people's opinions and thoughts. More than welcome to share. Um, uh, yeah. Uh, Twitch application. Uh, so you want me to make it like a password 123? But the problem is, people do just copy what they see and copy what they do, right? So, what's this thing do? So this is a new app I started a few weeks ago. It's basically going to be a website to support developers who stream. The concept being it's a searchable index of streamers, whether they're on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, or wherever. And the streamer themselves has to sign up for it. Right? It's not going to crawl anything. But it will help them control their message. So if they want to have a tag or something about themselves, they want to, I work in C Sharp, I work in .NET, I work in React, I work in Ruby. Those are tags that can be applied, and then discovery is improved. I know Twitch does allow you to put tags on, but they're kind of rubbish. Yeah, even PHP. Yeah, PHP developers also supported. But yeah, the goal is just to make a platform, and this is going to be open source. So the reason I'm using Aspire and Blazor is because it is gonna be open source, and it'll take contributions once we get the basics in place. Uh, 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 uh. So yeah, if you have any, you know, I do this on Mondays and Fridays now. Um, it's just a something that's been on my mind for a long time. I'm going to, once it gets to a certain point, the reason why I'm doing a lot of the development is once it gets to a certain point, I'm going to fork it, build out the anything else that I want to do, and I'm going to publish the site. So there will be a real version there, but the open source version uh, uh, will be there. How's .NET treating us nowadays? What's the pattern for starting a new web app? Depends on what you're doing. If you're building a UI, Blazor is kind of the go-to. I feel the other options still exist, um, but I feel Blazor is very much where Microsoft kind of want you to be, which makes sense. Um, I personally, for the main application that I work on stream, the my choice there was building an API and putting an Angular application in front of it. What you want, but set the callback URL to HTTPS localhost 7102. Sign in Twitch. Category other. Client type confidential. That doesn't need explanation. Save, then capture client ID. Is that the minimal API? Just looked at .NET. That was new hotness. Last I looked at it. So yeah, minimal APIs are a way. There's a library that I like to use called Fast Endpoints that sits on top of minimal API. Creates a class per endpoint basically. Um, more of the way I think about APIs in terms of the behavior. So it fits, but it's basically sat on top of minimal API. Yeah. A minimal API was a redoing. It does not have the controllers and stuff. So it was actually we learned recently this that it was actually it's not even a set of extension classes around controllers and API controllers. It's a new framework. Capture client ID. Right click on project in VS. Find manage user secrets. Sorry, this is not something I normally do, but Bojo prompting me kind of made me realize that I probably do need to make sure I track this now. Capture client ID and generate new secret. Create a section in your secrets file. Twitch. It's Markdown. It's Markdown. Twitch. ID. Secret. I'm interested. I'm still over here in Railsland, yeah. Nice. I kind of like Rails. Ruby on Rails was actually kind of nice. Didn't realize PHP had fast endpoints. Oh, I'm sure it does. They're the fastest. Good day, Mr. Jones. Hope you're well. You should now get a Twitch button. Twitch button appear on register and login screens. Okay. That can be refined later. Okay, so we've got a password, we've got a data volume. We've set our parameter. Start. So Mojo is arguing for, well, not arguing. Mojo is saying that I probably want to make that a memorable password. Rails is great for prototyping, but I work in a 14-year-old monolith. Fast prototype for 14 years can lead to a mess. Oof. No, I'm arguing. Yeah, I mean, I see the point. And considering my view on Aspire not being Mr. Ranhorn, thank you very much for 65 months. Thank you, Online. The prompter doesn't tell me this information, and I was navigated away. So thank you, Mr. Ranhorn. Redrum, hi, how you doing? And thank you for the follows, by the way. If you're still around, more than welcome to ask any questions, share any thoughts or opinions on what I'm doing, interact if you wish. Also, if you are new to the stream, there is a Discord linked in the cards below, both Twitch and YouTube. You're more than welcome to join if you have further questions or you want to discuss more. There you go. That's our password. There's our compromise. Okay, so we've added the README. We've done a lot of stuff. We've not committed anything. This is awesome. Yes, we added all these files in and I never committed them. Awesome. That was clever. Oh, because the auth wasn't working at all, so I didn't want to leave it in, commit it in yet another bad state. Okay, let's do this. Let's so obviously we've done that. We've added the database. Okay, let's do that. Okay, So added password and storage for retaining logins between restarts. That's post. Auth in staged. Okay. This is adding they're not necessary, are they? No, they're not necessary. So we'll roll that one back. This one is necessary though. Postman asked if we could split this week's book club reading into two parts, and my response is if we get President's Day off, then we'd have to reschedule. Oof. um set application user in identity context. I don't know. I know why I'm doing that. I don't know how to describe that without writing a entire piece. Okay, the rest of this stuff, apart from the README, is kind of all revolving around that. So we need to do that and that. Yeah, but they don't get the day. Introduced auth components, identity components from sample. Added Twitch auth validate external providers. I will say that was pretty much the simplest thing I could have possibly done. Like, that was not difficult at all. Mind you, we work with universities. None of our customers are working today. I'm just trying not to work today, to be honest. From a sample scaffolding will not provide this. Configured. Validated. Yep, no worries. And verifying. View. Runji through his work hours planning document. Oh, today was one of the days I wasn't going to work. Oh well, maybe I'll just take Friday off instead. I suppose for you, because the contract, it doesn't matter when you work, just that you do the work. And you create billable hours, I suppose. Okay. Add this. Updated README with rough guidelines on how to configure a Twitch application for auth. Right. Okay, so let's push them changes. So again, all this is going on an initial build. I get that that might not be the best way of doing this. However, I don't want to create a bunch of branches for the sake of creating branches. I want to get this into a point where I am comfortable that it is working in a way that I'm happy for to say, yeah, other people can contribute, and it is not going to change the shape if they start whacking a bunch of changes in there. I've got the established patterns. And that I don't bill more hours than I have on my contract. I just planned out federal holidays as hours to not work. I think I have a total of 4 or 6 weeks that I need to not bill for, so I don't exceed my hours. My brain's not working well on that one. So you do more work than you actually charge for? Is that what that means? You have a limited number of hours in which to do it, but the expectation is you get it done. Okay. So we should be able to run this up, do one more authorize and register, log in. So obviously we're gonna have to change some of these screens around. We're gonna have to, you know, um, say, hey, um, oh, well, that ain't healthy. I blame Mojo. Uh-oh. I blame Mojo. Because Sana tested that. That was working, wasn't it, before? With that random password string I put in there. Was it not? Whoa. I thought this was working with this before. Um, as in I have 1,880 hours on my contract. There are a potential of around 2080 work hours in a year, so I need to not work 200 hours. 5 weeks of 8-hour days. Okay, yes. the the crazy password works fine. The password should be safe. Doesn't work. Okay. Either way. Um no, it works. It works with this in here. I have another thought before we go and actually do the register, so I don't end up with um um if PW. I wonder if it doesn't match rules on passwords. I wonder if there's some rules that I'm missing underneath. There's some rules going on underneath that it's not telling me about. Um, Still a monster with that password. If that's interesting. Or is it because I've? Oh no, it's because I've created the storage with it. That's why. I've got to wipe out the storage. How do you wipe out the data volume? Oh, Docker. Okay. Volumes. Developers.stream outpost. There we go. Okay. Delete forever. Yeah, delete forever. Got to delete the volumes that are actually active right this second. That's good because that would have wiped out all my Kafka stuff. Okay, so the problem there was one of the volume. So let's go here. So safe PWs are better. Still going with that one. Oh, well, how you doing, Red Rum? No, we're not going to go with that. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Things are better. Okay, so we should be able to do this. We should be able to register, go to Twitch. That auths that, that does that. Now we should be able to log in with Twitch. And we are signed in. Okay, nice. Now we should be able to stop, run. Go here. Go to the auth DB. There's our login. There's our user. So we should just be able to go to this screen, hit login, and hit Twitch, and then we should be logged in. There we go. Cool. Okay. Let's change that. There you go. Okay, so what next? We might need to start thinking about a an actual plan of attack on the project now. In terms of features, things I want to get working though, I think are kind of important. Is I want to be able to say, okay, how do I put this? How do I put this? Developers.stream. That goes over that. That comes over that. Right. So we've talked about, we've got login and identity working somewhat, right? I want to go over to this side of things. I want to configure who you are because that's the majority of of the functionality that is essential, right? The display, the way it looks, potentially reviews or comments or whatever, you know, your active streams, screenshots, tags, all these things are referral maybe, right? Remove me is a feature that I want to provide as well. But this is the focus I want right this second, right? Because if we can get this working, then I can demonstrate all those pieces. People can then run with them, and we've got a sample, we've got a configuration of here's how to get a user in there. How we log in is only the first phase. The next step is how do we validate the streams? And my thought was we use something like the authorize to say, yeah, I am actually the streamer here. I'm looking into AWS Cognito and Spring Boot OAuth 2 resource server. Not sure I want just yet. I'll learn about it, and then we'll be app, rabbit, app. This is a. It's funny the number of times I've thought that the people I've been working with understood this in great depth, and then I find out that it's just another. I've never met anyone who's really, really understood every single aspect of auth as a whole. And I always feel like I'm just muddling through and getting through it. Again, I've not done it as part of my work stuff, so everything I've done is part time and whatever. But anyway, no, no, I don't. That's the problem. I haven't done in a 25-year career. I've not had to deal with auth very much. It's been an area that other people have always dealt with, or it's been, you know, it's been hand rolled and not really ideal, but it's just been the way. The last place I was at, we implemented Auth0 to take the load off as well, and it just works. Yeah, to be proficient. Yeah, dealing with this day in day out would definitely be more comfortable. But even then, I haven't to continue that point. Um I haven't spent a long time doing this in my career. I was trying to tell Memsworth this the other day. Like, no one is expecting, unless I'm being signed up for a job working at Auth0 or Okta, I don't think anyone's really going to expect me to understand everything about the auth flow. That being said, I feel that I am very weak in a lot of places in terms of my understanding of some of the terminology, and maybe that will improve going through this. That being said, we have logged in, right? We are able to log into the application and say, yay, we are who we say we are. But the next thing is I want to be able to configure the streamer, right? So there's two aspects to that, right? Don't worry, we all stumble in darkness looking for a light switch. There's two aspects to this piece, right? The first piece is configuring the streamer, who we are, the about me, etc. Maybe we do schedule calendar, right? But it's mainly this. How do I validate you are a Twitch streamer, a YouTube streamer, etc.? So the only way I can think of doing is to put that extra button in, add my Twitch stream, add my uh, um, YouTube stream, etc. I'll link my Twitch API. Well, the thing is, we don't necessarily need to do that, I don't think. We just need to say, uh, like, streamer bot. Do I not have it installed right now? We need to have a bunch of adapters, I assume. That's what I'm trying to figure out, if I need to do that. Streamer.bot. So I kind of see this similar to Restream, I suppose, in that I'm linking that for the API usage. I want to link this so I can say, okay, this person is authorized against this platform. Like by default right now, because I've provided a Twitch login, I know you logged in with Twitch, your provider is Twitch, therefore I know you can log in with Twitch, right? I know the very least you can log in with Twitch, so do I just say, okay, that's good enough, and you can set up your stream? Because all I'm looking for is, right now, I'm looking for a button that says, yeah, I'm authorized to say that I am actually able to do this. Because Twitch doesn't have, if you don't link directly, it assume you need that additional layer. Don't know Twitch API capabilities, so no clue. Well, Twitch API is just going to give me the streamer name, but I've just logged in with Twitch. So if I've logged in with Twitch, I am therefore by default able to be a streamer. Whether I am a streamer is not, like, you could sign into this application right this second, even if you never streamed, and register your stream. Now, ultimately, I could hook up from my perspective, from my app perspective, I could hook up the facility to query the API and test to see, oh, this person has registered this platform. They say they stream under this name. They've never you logged in as TBD Gamer. How are you going to connect TBD Develop? Well, that's what I'm kind of thinking about. Do I need to connect TBD Develop? Am I saying that by logging in as that provider, that's it? In which case, how do I do Google and YouTube at the same time? So I don't think I need to do that. What I think I need to do is validate you have an account. Then again, if you register normally, you still could connect your Twitch and. Or do I say it's good enough that if you are validated on one platform, what's the point in lying about which of the platforms you're on? So as long as you log in with a Google or a Twitch account and we remove the regular auth, as long as you log in with what, or I'm not sure I want to check this just for the sake of it. But they've pretty much got every single other. They do not. uh, yeah, they do not have Kick. Um, I'm focused on YouTube and Twitch, and that's part of the problem, right? I'd argue you have to I'd argue to handle validating accounts separately. Could use Reach as an example. Help they allow you to add multiple channels for the same platform as well as multiple platforms. What is this kick discrimination I hear of? Well, that's why I'm thinking about the disconnect, right? Because I think that the logging in my identity, how I do this is not this part, right? It's not just because I log in with Twitch, even if I allow GitHub auth or whatever later, right? I could allow you to log in with GitHub, log in with Twitch, etc. It doesn't matter. That's not your stream. Now, when you add a new stream, so I suppose it's kind of this. We're saying, I can't use a mouse. Streams, right? So again, you are right, Mojo, in that so much as I want to register once on the site and TBD gamer and TBD developer, are they separate streams? Are they separate, like, are the I stream under these things? So you could find me on dev or you could find me on gaming. But I mean, gaming, I wouldn't register TBD developer anyway because it's not a dev stream. But um, right. First of all, what problem this app would solve? Is this problem something that you imagine for practice purposes, or does it have a future and some user base? Oh, it has a user base. Developers who stream. That's the goal. That's the thing I'm trying to provide, right? So the only differentiation is so auth of the stream and the streams themselves. No, not what I intended. Why didn't it let me choose? How do you untimer someone out? Unban. There you go. I'm confident Mojo will have seen the funny side of that. um, okay. So anyway, how do I link um sorry, just checking on something. How do I link okay, let's find out. How do you authorize how do you authorize let's do this. Yeah, I don't know how Restream does it. That's the problem. I know it's possible. I suppose Redrum to that point is authenticate, really. I'm asking it to validate, yes, this is actually a streamer. Um or am I asking it authorize? I'm not asking to log in as that person. I'm saying, how do you yeah, I'm not yeah. But I want to do it um with because I don't care if you actually are a streamer. I just care that you're linked to the account. Authenticate. Okay, so the way that so I typed in I'm not going to drag it across because it's just too much to read, but um how do you authenticate with third parties I'm logged into a site. I want to link my Twitch and YouTube accounts, etc. So the way that GPT recommended was to basically I create a linked account table which has the refresh token, the access token, the token expiry stored in it, right? And then when I click the provider, it will generate a factory which will go to the auth callback. And once that validates, it will actually store it and then show my linked accounts. Right. Now, I don't need to do that. I don't need to keep the token because I just need to validate that you are good to use that platform. I don't need to continually link. I don't need to link to your account for anything other than validation. So I could still, but following this path, right? So basically what it's suggesting is this. Oh, it's using controllers, so I'm going to have to figure out how to adapt that. But what it's doing, I don't want AI rewrite on a notepad document, Microsoft. I go to link Twitch, link whatever. So here's a potential workflow. If the user registered with the streaming platform, then you can get the channel associated with that login and allow the user to select them. If you want to add others, or if they're registered using the username and password or non-streaming platform, when they link a streaming platform account by logging in again, it'll display all channels for all linked accounts. Choose the display and provide a description for. Been meaning to look up store session context, but also think it depends on the flow you're going to have to. I'm only familiar with OIDC. I mean, the idea would be that it wouldn't matter to keep the auth token necessarily because you can't. It's not like. I mean, from a malicious perspective, if someone got hold of your auth token, they could represent you, in theory. So if this leaked, then you would have that information. It does make me question, being that GPT prompted this, how many people do this? Yeah. So anyway, so what this does, generates that random secure string, right? This state, that's a value. That's interesting. That's in, yeah, that must be the OIDC documentation, the state. Stay in session or temporary storage. That's to validate against this, I suppose. Yeah, validate state, right? Because you're validating that string. Yeah. Well, the client wouldn't be doing this. The server would be doing this, right? So the server, basically, when I click on the link, it's going to. So I'm still going to have to use my app configuration. And then when they call back, does that do linking the accounts? I'm not trying to, the thing is, I'm not trying to log in with them. I'm trying to just link the accounts, right? So it's a one lines point, right? If I log in, technically I've already done this piece for the Twitch, right? For the Twitch user I logged in as, I already have an authenticated stream. So if I go to run it, and as much as I want to, by the way, I know that is Monday, I have the day off. However, do not have infinite time. So if we go back here, right, when I log in now, there's Twitch, right, I am logged in. If we open the database, there's our login, right? That does not tell us, that gives us that, I think, 6C, 6C. So that's my ID to login. So it knows I'm validated with Twitch. That does not tell me. I know a lot about cookies. Are we bakers now? Not sure. Have you ever done this, Mr. Anhorn, with your platform stuff? So I'm trying to basically link accounts to say, yeah, they are logged in. They can log in as this user. So basically, even if I set up if I log in as a regular user, I could add Twitch and I could add YouTube, etc. Um, uh, yeah. So, I'm not trying to. If there's things that exist to do this to make this simpler, I'm happy to use a library. But you see what I'm trying to do, right? So on here, I could log in as a regular user and then link Twitch and YouTube, or I could log in as a Twitch user. So this by virtue of this being linked tells me that I have a valid Twitch user. But that doesn't tell me the Twitch account that I'm logged in as. That's my challenge. You sign in with certain platforms or independently. The idea would be you can sign in with platforms or independently. Um, so yeah. My login pages have multiple logins, but you need something from both that connects them. I have a logins that has the user ID and the Twitch login. The way of authentication. Well, not so. Basically, if you want to sign up for the site, okay. When I get to delivering this, I probably would remove the ability to log in as create a registered user on the site by yourself. I'd probably just link to Twitch, YouTube, etc. as the primary login focus, right? So I'm not actually responsible for any of that piece. So after login, regardless of how you log in, right? What I'm looking to do is link the streams, right? So if I have TBD Gamer on Twitch and I have TBD Develop on develops, yes, TBD develops on YouTube. All right, these are two streams, right? I now need to link these streams to this account, right? This isn't because of the way the login works. This is an implicit when I log in. Yes. Yes. So what I'm wanting to do is see on this. So let's say we go to a profile page now. I'm wanting to see, you know, um, whoa, that was loud. Um, that is a lot of custom, multiple logins and multiple accounts. I'm wanting to see a button for uh, Twitch. And a button for YouTube. Right? And when I click on them, I can add those in. So validating. So if I'm one line, right, I log into developers.stream. How I log in is not the problem. I just want to say I'm a streamer on Twitch. I click that, I get the app. Yeah, like a connected app section, right? Um, exercise time. I'll see you when I get back if you're still going. I likely won't, Mr. One Line, but I will see you for your stream later. What I would do here is have a link page where I would log in, and instead of assigning a new user ID to the external account, I would use the logged in user ID. Seems that you already have an account. How do you sign up though? Well, again, so let's start this up again because I can't. I need to provide the logout button. Hold on. I'd remove the word login from this conversation. Well, it's not unusual though, is it? Right. So if I again Restream, I sign into Restream using an account. I can use my Google account or whatever to sign into Restream. I can then link streams to Restream. Right. So if I don't think I have it open still. I probably don't. No, I normally close it. How do I go to the dashboard? Yeah. So come on, window, come with me. You know you want to come on. So here I'm signed into Restream as a platform. I link the streams that I'm going to use to link chat. Right. They don't now in this case, the weird thing is in this case, they have auth permissions, right? So that has permissions to read my chat and whatever. I don't want auth permissions against anything to do. I just want to do it to validate that you actually do stream on that platform, right? So if I say log in as again, log in as is an overloaded term here. I link this. When I link this, it pops up the auth dialog and says, "Yep." So I'm just adding that profile. So it's not unusual. Redirect user. Okay, so you can sign in with some IDP providers, whether it's Facebook, Google, or whatnot, and then as a separate action, you can link stream accounts. Yes, that is exactly what I want. I just need the profile profile, user profile, in the token. So if I go, let's go here, main layout, signed in, now link class equals nav link href equals account logout. Is it logout? Let's say logout. No, we don't have a logout. We have login. The external login dealt with. Manage. We do not have a logout. That's interesting. Okay. Let's not worry about that then. Later on. Take out module. But I shouldn't be able to connect TV game into my account. Yeah, I think Mr. Ranhorn gets it. Yeah. I'd assume your app will have different clients for those streaming platforms and will use their API to do what you need. You still need to log in with that provider, but use different redirect URL to dictate the flow after linking. That's it. Right. So if I have yes. So I can still use my application that I use for logging in. You just need to do the yes. Yes. Makes sense. Okay, I get that now. Okay. Well, so if I set a different, so right now the auth provider, so I still need to do something similar to what was, I still need to create some sort of client to do that navigation. Um, but then I need to store the result as, okay, I've got your name and whatever I need to store to say you are linked to this account, this stream. So because again, the goal is that when you are a linked Twitch provider, all I need is that name, and I can build the URL for you. So you don't need to, you never need to store https twitch.tv slash whatever. You just link the account, and now I can say, oh, you can go to Twitch, right? So this will appear because you've linked the Twitch. This will appear because you've linked the YouTube. That's kind of the goal, right? So these would appear based upon you linking these things, and then adding other streaming platforms in, LinkedIn, Kick, etc., would be a case of adding the auth flow to those things. So I just need to have like HTTPS localhost. I'm not going to show it on screen because it's um yeah, validate or um yeah, register a link account. Okay, I get it now. And then I just need to provide that callback. Cool. Yeah, so in the case of the Mojo said, like if I have two Twitch streams, that's a challenge because my two Twitch streams are not. I'd be if I signed in with Twitch and then I went to link the Twitch stream, that would work. But I'd also need to log out and then link another Twitch stream. But why would I have two Twitch streams for dev? That wouldn't make sense. So we can worry about that as a niche case of, because yes, one line streams on a creative channel, but one line wouldn't be linking the creative channel on this application. There's only one dev stream. Um, so if we get the bare basics, then I can use my code with my auth to query Twitch and YouTube, etc., regarding the availability of those streams. So if we get to the point of go live notifications and stuff, we can worry about that later. Okay, that seems like a firm plan. That seems like a plan that is useful. Again, if you are interested in talking more about this, if you want to learn more about any of these things, you're more than welcome to join the Discord. It's linked in the cards below. We often do hang out and talk about those things. Okay. I think you can tell Twitch, YouTube to reevaluate your logins, like force a login flow. Nice. Um, well, what my goal is to get the basics of this flow in there, right? Once we've got the flow in for one, it shouldn't be difficult to add it for another. So YouTube, potentially Kick. We might have to add a custom provider for the Kick piece. But the LinkedIn, I think, is definitely in that list of providers. Uh, yes, LinkedIn. So we can also provide LinkedIn as well. That's becoming more of a platform. I've seen several people go live on LinkedIn. Um, so from professional streaming perspective, that's a pretty cool idea. I was kicked from Kick. Yeah, not the worst thing. No judgment on that. Um, But again, helping promote. If you decide you want to be the developer on Kick, that's perfectly viable. Um, that's the goal. Okay. It's not a great platform. Um, okay, so yeah, again, if you ever want to ask more questions and chat about this stuff, then you're more welcome to join Discord. I'm going to finish up here. I need to eat some breakfast, and I also have appointments today. Still slightly longer stream than normal, even though I got started late. Um, Tomorrow is a Liquid Sky stream. Liquid Sky, we're going to get the initiative. The initiatives view is starting to come together, so we're getting that added in there. There's a lot more features coming around there. And yeah, we'll get more of that in tomorrow. Back to normal though tomorrow, not a slightly longer stream. Um, we're gonna raid maybe again because maybe he's celebrating a 2-year anniversary stream today. Don't forget it is Monday, so One Lion streams Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. He works on his work application on most streams Mondays and Wednesdays. And he's been building some fascinating tools around pipeline transformations, but also a fantastic .NET developer. Because I have been lax in this, there's all sorts of um, the irony is I've been focused on building a site for promoting developers who stream, and I haven't done many shout outs. One Line is normally my source of shout outs, which is tragic that I am so lax on that. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I will be back tomorrow. We'll do some Liquid Sky tomorrow. Let's go raid maybe and say congratulations on 2 years of streaming. He's going to play Dead by Daylight. His stream is a more mature stream. Be warned. Um, but right now he is coding, so we're going to take you over there as coding. So take care, all. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much. Thank you for the assistance and the back and forth on this all thing. I think it clicked. I have an idea. On Friday, we'll pick this up and go from there. So thank you all. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Bye all.